Welcome, my name is Bully and welcome back to Fruit of Grisaia. Now, I have my face cam back on. It's probably from the upload of SiIvaGunner. You have to higher the volume in the game a bit. Great. So you're probably wondering I feel a bit down because where I left off last time, we got some uncensored patch. Pretty sure you're just gonna be jealous of me now. Anyway, let's go. Women's shopping methods can be broken down into two patterns. Type A throws anything that catches her eye into a cart whether or not she has any need of it. Type B deliberates endlessly over cost efficiency even when she has a pressing need, it ends up buying nothing. My impression of a woman named Amane probably influenced her large build that she was likely the careless sort who'd follow the former pattern, but apparently I'm not much of a judge for these things. Green grocer? Are you still buying? If you need vegetables, why didn't you get them in the supermarket just now? Okay, you're telling... I understand in theory that specialty shops are better than general retailers, but as one being dragged around changing in stores, this rapidly is a serious nuisance. Because Amane mentioned she wanted to buy oolong tea, I'd reach out to a 2-liter 158 yen bottle at the supermarket, all I have to slap my hand lightly away. In other words, don't buy that here. Get tea packs at the drugstore and you get 152 liters for 480 yen or something. So I ended up falling into the drugstore as well.
Oh, Amane-chan, irashai! Kyou mo kawaii ne! Amane-chan ni wa kanaane na! Yoshi! Sonja oji-san, ichigo no pack o omake shicharou ka na? Amane-chan dake no service nan da kara, minna ni iccha dame da ze.
Okay.
そういや、今日は巻き棒は一緒じゃねえんだな。どうしたい？
今日はお米も買ったからタフな荷物持ちを連れてきたの。
Growling, the 30-year-old green kosher seizes me up with a burning scowl on his face.
なんであいつ気に入らねえ目つきしてやがるな。
Probably because he always had that face.
そう嫌わないでやってよ。私の弟なんだから。
Lies. Amane, what are you doing? This is why I'm not going with her route in the first place.
なんで弟かよ。
I'm not sure what's so funny about the green kosher's girl suddenly as it stares into my face. I skipped it because I don't even like Amane right now.
はい、ボス。名前は？
Yuji.
そうか、ユージか。いい名前じゃねえか。姉ちゃんの手伝いしてやれえな。よし、おめえにもイチゴやるから食え。ビタミンが足んねえからそんな人殺しみてえな面になんだ。栃木のブランドイチゴだぞ。食え食え。
Arigato. I smile and lower my head and a slight blood protein and all meant to shout, what? It's smart after all, even in a lot of folks.
じゃあおじさん、ありがとうね。
おう、また来な。サービスすっからよ。ユージもな。
Of course, thank you.
あんた、その顔やめな。
何してんの？
そのひどい笑顔。まるで誰かに習ったみたいな顔だね。
You're strangely perceptive at times.
あんたってさ、たまにそうやって顔で嘘つくよね。そういう家系なの？
Big smiles are expressions of consideration for others. You want me to scroll instead?
だったらもう少 少し上手に笑いなさいよ。バレバレよ。
I always thought that children's smiles and women's tears are weapons. But this is the first time my own emotional front was penetrated like this. I may have been underestimating this woman.
またそうやって怖い顔する。そんな顔するからマキナが怖がるんだよ。
I was born with this face.
へえ。じゃあ、あんたのお姉ちゃんもそんな顔だったわけ？
My sister was, well, in her case, she's always had this sleepy expression.
そうなんだ。
Why bring up my sister there?
まあ、なんとなく。
More importantly, are we finished with the shopping yet?
あとはお豆腐屋さんで絹ごしと白滝を買うだけ。
Still not done. Just carrying the rice I'd been promised to when I agreed this shopping expedition, but in the end I ended up following her around for a good 2 hours.
買い物に付き合ってくれてありがとう。助かったわ。
I suspect Amina is packing away the ingredients she purchased for some reason into my refrigerator.
普段はマキナと一緒に行くんだけど、あの子と買い物に行くとスーパーのお菓子売り場とかおもちゃ屋さんに寄り道したがるから時間かかるのよね。
Amina, could you be aware that this is not your room? Not a problem, but mind if I ask you something? Why are you putting that stuff into my fridge in my room?
だからこの部屋の冷蔵庫が一番大きいんだってば。
That's not the answer to the question.
いいじゃない。どうせろくに使ってないんでしょ。
It's a pack of... That's from the pack of that old man that the green grocers gave to me.
私がいたからもらえたんじゃない。冷蔵庫の中の牛乳も飲んでいいからさ、ね。
Not that I particularly care about her using the fridge, but her barging in here every time she needs to get something would be a pain in the ass.
そうだ。今日のお礼に晩ご飯作ってあげようか。
I've already cooked rice and I've canned food for side dishes, so I'll pass.
おかず缶詰なの？なんかわびしい感じ。それにお米って炊飯器もないのにどうやって炊いたの？
Using that over there. I point towards a silicone mess kit stock rice cooker made of aluminum, currently towing over the IH cooking heater in my kitchen.
飯盒で炊いたの？
IH heaters can't quite manage aluminum, so I've been using a gasoline stove I had with me instead.
サバイバルだな。よくそんな道具持ってたね。
It's only normal for a man to have a stove or two. A normal for a man is probably an overstatement, but it's standard for equipment for a backpacker at least. Ideally, you want one that can use unloaded gasoline so you can get away from gas stations.
それじゃあさ、ご飯持って私の部屋来る？おかずが缶詰だけじゃ寂しいでしょ？どうせマキナの分も作るんだし、一緒に食べようよ。
No, I'll pass.
どうして？心配しなくても。
I don't think that matters to Makine. Makine would be there, wouldn't she?
ああ、そっか。マキナまだユージ君のこと。
Perfect point, Yuji. Perfect point. Exactly. I think it'd be better if I wasn't there.
この際だから仲良くなってよ。
It's not going to happen that fast. If I go out my way to eat quietly, she'll end up feeling I'm more uncomfortable. I'll pass after all.
まあ、今日は仕方がないとしても、マキナと仲良くなってくれれば、いつだってご飯作ってあげるよ。
You're telling me to become friends with her in exchange for food?
そうは言わないけどさ、仲良くしてほしいっていうのは本音。あの子、ああ見えて友達作るの下手だからさ、ユージ君の方から声をかけてあげてよ。
I don't have anything against her, and I don't want to be on hostile terms, so I'll try to talk to her, but I'm not going to guarantee that it's going to improve things between us. Because her personality is what it is. In response to the implied statement, Amina answers that's good enough with her smile.
じゃあ、今日はありがとうね。
Sorry. As soon as the words are out of her mouth, Amina basically leaves the room, but Hey, you forgot the overnight backpack when I'm in a spare clothes is still lying in the center of the room. Oh man. She isn't planning to change in my room again, is she? More to the point, I more locked the door when I left this point. How did she even manage to get in there? There are any signs of damage in the lock, and I can't imagine she has secret talent for lockpicking. Does she have a spare key or something? So Amene. The creatures known as large women are mostly careless, but weirdly attentive to certain details. They possess unusual intuition as well as pointlessly large breasts, and on the whole, deserve to be handled with caution. He's telling me. Alright, on to the schoolyard. No matter what sort of life you're living, you'll run into people who just won't listen to what you have to say. When the worlds won't get it through, the easiest alternative is beating them into submission. Certainly a bit of a rough solution, but when you're dealing with another man, it's at least an option. But when you're dealing with a woman, let alone a shrimp of a girl who doesn't come out to your shoulder, it's a different story. If you start swinging your fist around out of irritation under those circumstances, anyone would call it bullying the weak. It's bad style and would leave unpleasant aftertaste. What's called for in such situations is perseverance and patience. In this age of rapid scientific progress, I'd like some machine that could stick on my back, throw the switch to Zen-like and instantly gain infinite self-control. But sadly, despite the market potential for such a device of the world, isn't yet such a convenient place. Well, no big deal. Unfortunately enough, I'm pretty used to endurance test. Hi, Makina. It's been 5 minutes since I spotted Makina wandering aimlessly around the campus, saying only what you're up to in a casual tone. On the brush, she reacted to my voice to stop dead in her tracks instead of fleeing, but beyond that, things haven't gone well. Staring fixedly at my face, Makina doesn't speak a word. Do you not speak Japanese? It sounded always. Makina shakes her head back and forth in denial, apparently having to understand my question. Are you afraid of me, maybe? Yep, she is. Her silence continues and is starting to neither confirmation nor denial. It doesn't seem like she didn't understand the question, which would mean this is one in certain territory between yes and no as far as I can guess. I mean, you can tell by the face. I'm repeating myself, but in social communication takes a lot of patience and persistence. I try to continuously consider things from Makina's point of view. I trust her student with unclear background. What's more, a man who's 178 centimeters high. From the perspective of Makina, who I'd guess to be around 140 centimeters, it might be a little intimidating to have me towering above her. Is that around like 5 feet or something? For the moment, I crouch down so that my eyes are level with hers. It's just like you're running around the grounds. Are you looking for something? Makina speaks a single word in quiet voice and once again shakes her head in denial. Then what are you doing? That's the point of some interest to me. But well, if you get down to it, whatever she is, and wherever she is and whatever she's doing, it's her own business, I suppose. I'm not a policeman and I don't have any reason to drag it out of her. In this case, it might be best to find some words to wrap this up clearly and give her a friendly goodbye and let this creature be on her way. As I reach the conclusion, Makina slowly moves her hand to the rear of her skirt, grabbing something near her stubby fingers and pushes it down in front of my eyes. What is this thing? At a glance, I item as small as a toy-like object, roughly the size of an egg, with an LCD screen buried into the center. Digital pet? What is that? A closer to examination, there is some unknown life form monster which is seriously chick displaying blocked in the center of LCD. It seems a program with cheap animations, but about 3 patterns or so. I remember reading a news article about these few years ago. After developing as well as a 3-axis game back distance sensor in the world at the time, a certain company fed that technology into a children's electronic toy, which then became explosive among school graders. It's pedometer, right? Are the things where the fare goes faster when you walk? Oh, he knows what these things are. Nodding her head, Makina returns the pedometer in her hand to her waist. In other words, she wasn't looking for anything in particular, just wandering itself around with it as the objective. Walk is a good thing since she really has decided how to restrain the joints, she's going to walk away with it. Makina points out the skull gate as she speaks. I see, it makes sense that she wanted to avoid the crowded places, given her extreme shyness. That would restrict her strolls to pacing around the skull grounds, which would quickly get repetitive. So the digital pet serves as a distraction from that boredom, most likely. By taking walks. Sorta, is it? Well, walking for fun at this age might be a little odd. It seems more like a hobby of an old man. You have any other discipline, like reading, for example? Read any books lately? I don't think she ever know what books are. Manga's fine too, whatever. Tell the truth, I already heard from her that Makina often reads books, and reading is a hobby of mine as well. I think it's a decent common topic for stars. In response to my question, Makina holds in her right index finger to her chin and mumbles while gazing up the sky. Quiz, huh? What's interesting? What? That's life-threatening to observe with the naked eye? Life-threatening to observe with the naked eye? What kind of dead weapon is that? That's sweet of all things outside. Just looking at it is dangerous. A man would probably set a variety of optical weapon. Said like an X-ray possessing mass of some sort of beam similar. No, but if it sees a dangerous some sort of super weapon and impulses the receptors of the eyeball of inflicting your pattern stimulated the brain cells trigger and accelerated apoptosis. Apoptosis? Well, this thing is sweet. Sweet, right? It's sweet. What the heck? Where do I get into all I'm getting some sort of chocolate pastry shooting out of the mysterious people like pew pew pew? No, I give up. What's the answer? What? I get it. Miss and I go candy. Yeah, sorry to hold you up. Without even a bio later, Makina leaves an area at the trot, as if fleeing from me. It doesn't seem like she's outright hates me though. How long have you been there? What do you mean by the opposite? You're telling me? Trying to not be disliked? Sure enough, I remember seeing her rushing around brandishing a cicada, crackling and cackling that first time. If that's her normal state, then why she behaves in front of me would be product of deliberate self-restraint, but... I think it could be interpreted as simple fear as well. What makes you say that? Is that really effective? I mean beyond my height, I'm taller than my family. Yeah. When I was a kid, there were times I've been surrounded by unfamiliar adults and found myself in the brink of tears. When one of those stood down and talked to me face to face, I immediately got emotionally attached. Looking back, I feel like shouting, you sure got attached to the outrageous person, or complained about what an idiot I was, but...
最初はマキナもなかなか懐かなくってさ、目線を合わせて話すって裏技に気づくのに1ヶ月もかかったよ。
And now she's glued to you or something like that.
確かにべったりだけど、言うほどいつも一緒ってわけじゃないわよ。マキナは基本的に一人で遊ぶ方が好きだし。
Sure.
それにあの子、感情のムラが激しいっていうか、あんまり変な意味にとってほしくないんだけど、ずっと一緒にいると疲れるのよね。
Maybe she's playing by herself because she understands that.
うまく説明できないけど、猫みたいなものよ。構ってほしい時だけニャンニャン言ってすり寄ってきて、飽きたらスッといなくなっちゃう感じ。くせっ気でふわふわしてるし、体もぐにゃぐにゃで柔らかいし、体温が高いから抱くと暖かいし、なんか甘ったるい匂いするし、猫っぽいよね。
猫、そうか。
まあ慣れないうちはそっけないかもしれないけど、絶対に悪い子じゃないから仲良くしてあげてよ。
I don't plan to force her to be friends if she doesn't want to be, but yeah, I'll try to avoid being hated. If I avoid unnecessary contact, I shouldn't inspire any hatred or come to hate anyone myself. In exchange, I won't be liked or come to like anyone either. Maintain the emotional distance along appropriate lines is an essential but extremely difficult aspect of forming efficient interpersonal relationships. Of course, there are always these careless puppy dog types who will leap into your arms wagging their tails right from the start.
何よ、私の顔じっと見て。
Well, just thinking about how beautiful you are.
キスしたくなっちゃった？
Nope. Alright, I'm gonna close your eyes. What are you saying? I'm just running out of this. Wait, are you actually doing this? Moving quickly and silently, I regretted the way living a girl to her foolishness.
どこ行ったのよ。もう意地悪。
I see Makina may have the right idea living out later or goodbye entirely or suddenly running away is less troublesome. Let's take the wrong way. Amine is not like I hate you, I'm just trying to avoid being hated by you. Okay. Read books in a well-lit area. It was the teaching of my masters. At the time, I was accustomed to reading while shut up in the closet or a dark room, so those words felt a bit refreshing. Of course, it's not like I'm worried about obeying or the teachings of a woman who's already dead, and I'm still not very direct sunlight. But here I am searching for a bright face with a book in hand anyway, aren't I adorable? What are you looking down on? Nobody's just to wander around looking for a sunny place in this shitty. Dipping away in the air-conditioned school building, I unfold the school administration's guide pamphlet. On the poetry-folded brochure, there's a bird's-eye view illustration of the campus with a mark of the south of the schoolhouse annotated planned site of Liberty construction. Planned site, meaning that there is a library yet, I guess. Although there is something library-esque on the second floor of the school building, this collection only holds around 200 books. You can apply to have the book stock if you have another one in particular, and apparently have a book mobile that replaces the existing collection every once in a while, but it doesn't seem like it's being used heavily. In other words, there are no reason to go out of my way to borrow the key and to use it. I bought my own books, and there are plenty of well-lit areas besides the library. I'll casually look in the parallel. I find the words Rose Garden. This is definitely our principal's doing. What?
乙女たちの通う学園にはやっぱりバラ園が必要よね。毎年新入生が入学する時期には先輩たちが自分で育てたバラを新入生の胸に添えるの。素敵。
Also, I can easily imagine a certain woman who doesn't know how to act at her age declaring yourself. Pretty flowers might calm your mind, but they won't fill your belly if you got your room to grow them. It would be better to use an editable plant. By telling her it would be it would probably just make things unpleasant. I'll just have to remember to greet the principal Tachibana with a good day on Esama next time I see her. The Rose Garden, eh? I don't have any interest in the incredible flowers, but I guess there would be a shade tree or two as well. Imagining myself reading under the tree surrounded by blossoming roaches brings a smirk to my face. Guided by his silly thoughts, I decided to head toward the Rose Garden for the first and only time. They call it a Rose Garden, but not a single one is in bloom. Based on the map, it's definitely on the right spot, but even in the white search is appropriate, but what I can see, there aren't any roses in flower. Maybe the garden's still a work in progress, or perhaps they are cutting buds during the summer. It was the best place, so whatever. Oh! Okay. That was a surprise. I wasn't expecting someone else to be here. And more importantly, what the heck is she doing? I approached suddenly, touched Makina's neck in the area, her carotid artery. Got a pulse. Close suspicion she's breathing quietly, so I guess a wicked stepmother, Amane in this case, didn't feed her a poisoned apple. She's sleeping. Wait, that thing is a cat, I think. A large cat is serving a soundly sleeping Akina's pillow. I take in the stuffed animal at first glance. It looks like a fluffy toy, but when I draw close, the stubby ears and its fur are like miniature radar antennas. My next question is, why sleep out here soon resolves itself. It's very nice and cool here. Yo, I'm liking how this visual novel is doing. Cats are knowledgeable about cool places, stories that he used to say. As for Makina, I expect she was wandering around by herself per usual and grew exhausted and collapsed into her son and slept on the spot. I was partially gnawed apple on Makina's chest, rise and fall with her breathing. She was asleep in the middle of eating. Maybe. I noticed that Makina's mouth is half open and dripping transparent jewel. Not to mention her hair is roughly matched. The ribbon on her uniform is crooked and she's wearing a different socks and left and right leg. Where does this go? I looked down and some of his stuff was noisily. Okay, it's been a while since the last time I laughed at the woman's sleeping face. Even if I'm filled with desire to keep watching, discomfort at the atmosphere of this place feels within me. At the moment, I sense someone watching me. I woke over there. I'm not gonna feel kind of spoken and staring at me in surprise. Wait, you go back to sleep. I live then take care of avoid making noise. I sit down on a tree this way. Phew. Wandering around as she pleases, then falling asleep in the nearest cool place. When she gets tired, I see she certainly does remind you of a cat. I'm envious. It's not sarcasm or anything, I'm just generally envious of Makina. I'm sure she brings a little pocket of naturally peaceful space with her wherever she goes. I think that's something worth envying. It's probably very precious to her as well, which might well be why she doesn't want to go step outside this sanctuary of the school when she can avoid it. Inside the sanctuary that would crumble the moment without the protection of others, I wonder if the day will come if I too can sleep in that utterly defensive place. Wait, Turning towards the sun, I noticed the fat scat of bones were thick I just left. Passing on its way to our walks on the stubby legs, it stops suddenly, then it spots me sitting on the shade of my tree. Glaring at me at the sleepy looking eyes, and I saw a single difference. My bad. After getting suddenly woken in the middle of this pleasant nap, it's only natural that I was pulled out of the bed on a Sunday morning with some punctually religious solicitors. I'm sure I'd make a similar face. Although the fat cat doesn't seem to have accepted my apology, her stumbles roughly and lumbers away from the place. As I'm watching the cat's dignified exit and bush just start to rustle again. That is a long yawn, right there. I hear a sound of the dim weird creature awakening and lazily stretching out of his body. I take a look, marking her crouched down on the ground on all fours, bending her back. Well, here's a cat in a human form. Nakina opens her mouth, holds down the yawn, and roughly and Rob's probably at the tears spilling out of the corner of her eyes after the restless circle around the area. She draws herself onto the ground. It's not like I'm doing anything I need to be ashamed of, but I'm separating myself from her. Her face! After standing in shock, still for a moment, still takes a bite of the hour at her hand and wanders up briskly. Where is she up to now? As though she got any particular destination in mind. Driven by interest, quite difficult to pin down, I decided to quietly follow Machina. There's no regular way to Machina's actions, just when I think she's walking straight towards something, she'll come to a sudden stop. I look around restlessly, I head out to a different direction. It doesn't seem like she's lost or anything, but so I suppose she's just moving wherever she moves her. This makes it really troublesome for me to tell her. Not that it would be serious problem if she knows me, but I awkwardly call her out now if I have a feeling she'll run off again. I skillfully hide my presence to continue shouting her movements. Joining a girl without her knowledge, objectively speaking, I guess would be kind of stalking. Just as I'm finally starting to get fed up with the fun mechanism from me, which resembles a random staggering of a sleepwalker more than anything else, a wandering monster in question comes to a halt. Her resting place is an area outskirts of the school courtyard, in front of an artificial cement pond of uncertain purpose. Machina totters her way out to the pond. She thrusts her hand in the pocket of the skirt, retrieves some half-eaten white bread, and starts stirring of chunks to throw the water. Every time Machina's small hand moves into the bread in the pond, a loud splashing resonates to the surface of the water. Apparently there's a fish being kept in the pond and she's feeding them. She's fattening them up to eat. Clawfish? Machina looks around the area rapidly, grabs a short tree branch lying nearby and leans over the depths of the pond and begins to poking it with water. Although I was paused for a moment, it seems like she's trying to catch a crawfish she spotted on the pond. This looks risky. Given her character, it's always she'd be taking a face first drive, diving upon an opportunity if I just sit there. I approach Machina and run and call her. Hey, watch out, you're falling into that pond! Oh no! I guess I should not go out of nowhere and it's not that the guy's certain was such a platform! Oops. Slowly reaching out, the flustering on her eyes, slowly stage to the collar of her school uniform and pull her back safely. Yeah! Tangled by the nape of her neck like a kitten, Machina left like a feline cry. You're light. Are you 40 kilos? There's any different weight from the backpack that I'm going to be carrying during the weight experience I go longer. A good 35 kilometers a single day. Suma. I wasn't planning to call on you, but it's better than letting you fall into the pond, isn't it? No need to thank me, I did a natural thing given the circumstances. Look at it, she's seamlessly doing the life-saving hero number despite being in a large part responsible of the problem in the first place. I might have making of an American politician. Machina gives a quick bow of thanks and without her word of starts to run away from me yet again. Hold on, where do you think you're going? Look at me, ooh, why are you running away from me? When she asked me to point blank, it's not like I have anything particular justification for detaining her here. That said, it's kinda unpleasant to be avoided this painfully, but at the very least, if it's the reason she's doing this, I want to know about it. I think I asked this before, but are you scared of me? If there's some reason why you're avoiding me, how about telling me? If it's possible, I'll try to address it. I go in with a silent treatment. Deciding to pursue the conversation more patiently, I squat down like this. Do you remember my name? That's right, Yuji's fine.
難しいよ。
Okay, then call me what you want.
じゃあお兄ちゃん。
Yusha! You spoiled me by a title of the video that I didn't even watch! Oni? Having the basically called her big, but it's the bit embarrassing on my head, but well, alright. When I turned around in response to the swishy sounds coming from the pond behind me, there was a number of fish gathered at the surface of the water, flapping and announcing demand for more food. It's easy to come to expect a handout of people when people stand near the pond. Margaret, you still have breadcrumbs left? Margaret throws her hands into her skirt pocket and murmurs around through its contents.
これは違う。で、これも違う。
Just how many things she have in her pocket? She talks as she pulls things out of her pockets one after another. The items emerge from the streets like candy, chocolate, or chewing gum, along with erratic selections of tools like nail clippers, rubber bands, glue sticks. Although I heard that women's purses are connected to the fourth dimension, this girl's pockets seem to be connected to the garbage dump. Makina carelessly rains down the rubbish that emerges from the ground around her. One after another, what is this? I picked up a plastic container shaped like a large firm canister. There's a level based in the side with a number of similar meanings. I'm not gonna steal or anything. Here, take it. When I hold out the case to her, it snatches back instantly. I'm not going to sneak bites onto other people's food at my age. You're afraid to Amine, aren't you? Amine, yeah! I get it! You hit out the clue, that's why! I didn't just sing the first name pops in my head. It really was her. I guess she was apparently glued in his sight. Good as her word, Magnus knows I have eaten bread under my face. No, I wasn't planning to eat it. I take a bread, grab some Makina, tear up some small piece and throw them into the pond. Piece it to the surface, like a pack of piranha for food, massively gulping it all down. Nice appetite, huh? I was thinking they were crab, but now I get closer, they're actually goldfish. From the goldfish snatching game, huh? If these were originally goldfish from the scooping game, it's almost certainly that they're tiny kind that sold as live food for carnivorous fish in pet shops, but these things are huge. Fish generally can keep growing as long as they're alive, so even the more you feed them, the bigger they get. But that's what you have you been feeding them? You know, there's a possible chance that if overfed, then it will possibly die. Yeah, fish doesn't really have a sense of being full, or they don't feel they're paying either, so they'll eat as much as they, and even their stomachs are bulging out. Number one cause of death among aquarium fish is the indigestion of being overfed, or much said of something read when I was a kid. A magazine called Monthly Junior Science. It's an article about raising fish in ozonated water where it was mentioned. Not just fish, it has features of things like animals or space as well. My older sister was seriously dedicated a dedicated reader. I'd pick some magazines like that when she was finished, although half of it were unread. As I'm recalling the content of the 7 magazines I read back then, I suddenly remember something. Makina, you had a pickled squid in that pocket, didn't you? No, just take it off for a while. So you have anything to use as strings? You'll see. Receiving the squid from Makina, firmly tie one head around it and a tree branch to make it out of ransom. Exactly, so where are we? I tossed the squid going onto the pot. I found the area where I threw the squid. Initiated the crawfish. I can have spoken out earlier. When I jiggled the squid in front of his face, within a matter of seconds, crushes his senses, pinches, and firmly squeezes the bait. There, hooked him, see that? I'm laughing at the spite of her face being like that, and it's a crawfish, not a clawfish. You got the word wrong. I dangled the captured cutscene in front of her eyes, and not gonna see a expression of misconception. There must be a lot of edible aquatic plants or something in there. Crawfish turn red when they have abundant food. They turn blue. If you take small newborn crawfish and continuously give it to food like potatoes, radishes, or sardines that doesn't contain keratin, it will turn blue in a month or so. I read it in a book when I was a kid and I ended up trying it out myself. There was some that ended up with a lot of violet spots or white flakes, but I remember getting a few that turned deep blue as well. Hey, then try to catch one yourself. I pulled out a catch a crawfish and returned to the pond and the fishing pole. Experiencing new things is always worthwhile, so you might as well start trying to catch one yourself. Don't fall into the pond, alright? I'll also try to get the smallest one you can. Taking a crude ball for me. Makina forcefully hurls the squid onto the pond. I already told you it's crawfish, not clawfish. That's the issue here. I mean, I do remember pronouncing snail as male back when I was in elementary school for a while, but after my sister pointed out to me, I stopped making that mistake. Did you have someone to point out the mistake to you? Your mom, for instance? That probably makes sense, I see. There's no one in the world who hates a child was my mother's line, but by now I'm all well aware that the world wasn't that simple. I suppose there really are mothers who hate their children, and for those children it can't be the topic they want to chat about with some stranger. An awkward attempt at consolation would backfire here. Me? It seems I haven't quite gotten the hang of being cold in each hand yet. Are you serious? Why am I nice? Just wasn't interested enough to I stared steadily at Makina's small back and silhouette against the pond. I want to talk, I'll listen. Don't they see kids are cute when they're a little dumb? Can't say I've ever heard anyone with that fierce reputation for being stupid before. Oh, don't worry about it. There's nothing but idiots in my vicinity, including me.
お兄ちゃんのことが嫌いで避けてたわけじゃないのよ。逆に嫌われたくなくて、バカな子だなってそう思われないように、なるべく近寄らないようにしてたのよさ。
I said my favorite was Sachi earlier. I take it back. I'm now feeling sorry for Makina. It's like I said, surrounded by idiots. If I went around hating people for something like that, I'd run out of my supply of hate real fast. Well, there certainly are people who can't hold it together, their fragile sense of self-worth except by looking down on others. Even the true idiots who take those emotions to the extreme become dictators or cult leaders or launch hunts against their inferiors. But why assume you'll be hated over something like that anyway? That way of thinking seems counterproductive. Debase yourself by saying I am just an idiot and you'll just puffed up in many styled geniuses of the world.
あまねえみたいに綺麗じゃないし、ユミちゃんみたいに頭良くないし、何の才能もないのよさ。
There's no point in standing there with your mouth open waiting for a talent to fall from the sky. Make it your own.
どうやって？
No matter what you're doing, the most essential thing is to not give up. You'll make as times as it takes. Keep trying persistently until you can call yourself average.
それでも人並みだよ。
Average is just fine. You can collect a nice group of average level skills. That's already above average. You've just created your own sort of talent. Being a hard worker is a talent in its own right, were my sister's words. From the group of average skills you can person blessed with the talent in the matter of speaking is just someone who found a path well suited from early on. When you get down to it, people can accomplish nearly anything as long as they want, as long as they don't give up. Obvious, but it's true. On the other hand, guys who give up on the first setback will never get anything done. There's no need to rush. You're still a kid. You've got time. Try out anything and everything. Struggle around as much as you want. I rest my hand on Makina's head. In her gentle thump, it is the right hand, the sort of thing. That's what school's for, right?
そうなのかな。
At the very least, I think the principal wants this school to be that sort of place, so you might as well throw out your chest and do as many stupid things as you want with pride. Of course, this girl ends up doing something truly and dramatically stupid. The principal will be the one facing with the music. So I'm probably overstepping my bounds just a bit here.
じゃあ私バカでもいいの？
Why not? Being dumb is fine. In the first place, guys who go around calling themselves geniuses are either weaklings or fragile egos or jokers who use the line to get a laugh. But even if you were a genius, that makes it easy to mistake yourself for a perfect human and just start slacking off. Parents like that get passed by tortoise of the world eventually.
そっか。やっぱいい人ね、お兄ちゃん。
Don't get me wrong, I just wanna try playing nice guy for a bit. You can trust me that easily.
あ、知ってるそれ。ツンデレってやつなのよさ。チルチルがいつも練習してるのよ。勘違いしないでよねって。
How to put this? I'm not sure how I feel like putting in the same boat as that girl. Makina, I think you got a bite.
おお、なんとしたことか。
No need to rush, just slowly pull it out of the water.
ザリガニ、あ、違う。ザリガニ釣れてる。釣れたのよさ。
These people can do anything if they try, so don't give up before you start, okay?
なんか自信ついた感じ。このザリガニを部屋に持って帰って青くなるか実験してみた。
It just cut there? Are you serious? It cut there! The yarn was so long and it cut off just like that! What is this? I've never been this... Okay, then you should get Hamane or Sachi to see if you can find the equipment to raise it then. You can make sure to feed it without keratin.
アジとかイワシ、大根やジャガイモ。
Oh, you remembered. I put my hand on Makina's head and ruffle her hair on Buffy.
こう見えても記憶力は結構いいのよ。
Alright, better get that crawfish in the water while it's still in good shape. Don't overfeed it, okay?
わかった。ありがとうお兄ちゃん。また遊んでくれる？
Yeah, see you later.
ありがとう。
Makina is still clutching the crawfish, waves her hand cheerfully. It takes it off at full speed to ride the dawn. I don't recall doing anything grossly of much gratitude, but regardless, hearing such happy things feels kind of pleasant. It's because I was raised in an environment where such words are very rare, but I think being able to sing others so freely is sort of talent. It probably seems perfectly commonplace to her, so I'm sure she's not even conscious of that skill. I guess I sort of get the feeling that she may just be overlooking the talent she does have. I get it. I guess that's what makes her an idiot. They say what idiots don't catch colds, but probably why I could say idiots don't realize when they've caught a cold. In the same way, because Makina is an idiot, she's probably obvious to her own abilities. See, what a real girl. But then again, weird people are rarely boring, or so I thought, risking in a peaceful, sluggish atmosphere Makina left in her wake. I think I have enough time. In a time-ordered traditions in America, bright red cars are called pony cars because of their reputation as playthings for schoolboys, while yellow models are jackass cars because only moms drive them. A certain German woman I know, whether aware of that or not, deliberately drives a particularly flashy yellow vehicle around. Apparently, she very much enjoys the compliments she gets from colleagues at work. Usually, some variations of "it really suits you." In other words, a stupid car like that is just right for a dumb blonde. But she hasn't caught on the fact that she's being mocked, and I've sadly decided to not inform her either. Just like a woman who gets flustered when someone tells her your dress does wonder you figure it pretty, though to let her know after the fact that she's not being complimented. But sometimes things like this can come back to bite you when you at least expected it.
ねえ、ユージくん。なんかあそこにいる外人の女の人、こっち見て手を振ってるんだけど、知り合い？
Don't know her. Don't have any bimbos among my
いや、
acquaintances.
でもなんかめっちゃあんたに向かって手振ってるんだけど。
Okay, hang on. Okay, I'm sorry. Look, I don't know much about Fruit of Grisaia, right? But I remember seeing a scene on YouTube, but I believe has nothing to do with the Fruit of Grisaia. But I believe this one is JB, if I remember. Julia, if I remember. Yep. Obviously the scene of like he's not a virgin. I mean, it's just an identity spoiler. I told you I don't hurt. Probably selling Girl Scout cookies.
何それ?
Either way, better not get close. Let's get out of here.
Howdy, Yuji.
You... It said it right away when I mentioned JB! And it could have said something else, and it just said JB!
ねえ、思いっきりユージって呼んでるよ。
What is that woman
誰な
thinking?
の?
I'll explain later, but sorry, go on ahead.
何? やっぱ知り合いなの? まさか借金取りとかじゃないよね。
She's my guardian, or rather my guarantor.
大丈夫なの?
It's fine, just hurry up and take Makina back. I'll be right behind you. I'm just going to say a quick hello.
うん。
Apparently not enjoying the way I'm shooting her off with my hands like a stray dog, Amine walks away with a sulky expression, shooting repeated glances over her shoulder. After watching Makina and Amine disappear past the school gate, I screw up an irritated expression, scratch my head vigorously and approach blinding Bimbo Bobo. Look, woman.
やあ、学生生活を楽しんでいるかい?
Yeah, more or less. You're enjoying to pretend to be my guardian?
嫌な物言いをするのね。あなたのそういうところ、朝子にそっくりよ。
What did you come here for?
何しに来たはないでしょ。私、一応あなたの保護者なんだよ。
Although I'm grateful that you're acting as a guarantor of my background, but I don't need a guardian of my age. Kindly get lost.
冷たいのね。子供の頃はもっと素直で可愛かったのに。
If you think you're going to shut me up by bringing up my childhood, you've got another thing coming. I'll repeat the question. What did you come here for? If it is about work, I thought I had a break for a moment.
いやーね。私はただあなたが普通の学校で普通にやっていけてるのか様子を見に来ただけよ。
This is a problem at present. If you force me to come up with one, you're being the one who will be top of the list. It's going to be a pain in the ass to make an excuse when I got back in the classroom, and don't increase my workload.
破綻のない過去は用意してあげたでしょ。私のことは母方の親戚だって押し通しなさいな。
I prefer to avoid laying outright where possible. Lies are like colors. The more you powder, the blacker things get.
嘘の場合は赤くなるでしょ。
Get enough of that place and things turn just as black.
そうならないようにうまく立ち回ることね。自己死はしたくないでしょ。
I don't need you to tell me that I'm handling this myself, which is precisely why I don't need you giving me surprises like this.
わかったわよ。今日のところはこれで帰るわ。
Thank you. What, are you serious? You really just came here to see me?
そう言ったでしょ。仕事の話なら事前に携帯に連絡してから来るわよ。
Alright, cell phone.
ちょっとまさか持ち歩いてないの？ちゃんと仕事用とプライベート用に2つ用意してあげたでしょ。
So I'll make sure to keep it around from now on.
こちらからの呼び出しに対して15分以上返答がなかった場合、逃亡とみなして何人か送りつけるわよ。わかってる？
And I'm pretty sure the school doesn't want that either. I'm aware.
それと県外に出るときは事前に申請書を提出すること。
I'm aware of that as well.
ああ、思い出した。あなたこの町に来るとき歩いて県境を越えたでしょ。ちゃんと電車のチケット用意してあげたのに。
I hate trains, as you know.
だからって200キロも歩くバカがどこにいるのよ。
The kind of standing in front of you. Also, the walk has closer to 155 kilometers.
そのせい
75
で警察の世話になったくせに偉そうに言わないの。上から嫌味を言われるのは私なのよ。ちょっとめんどくせえなこの女みたいな目で私をじっと見るのやめなさい。
There's some kind of physique. How did you manage to read my thoughts?
泣くわよ。
No, look, I do feel bad about that. I'll apologize nice and slowly over dinner next time, okay? So please, Leave!
飯でも食わせておけば私が黙ると思ったら大間違いよ。もう一度言うけど、事故死したくなければおかしな真似はしないこと。わかった？
Understood. Orders received, Major Harada. Hey, stop saying can I hit the guy just once with your eyes?
あなたエスパーなの？
Please don't spread it around. It's a pain in the ass to have a bent spoon every time I introduce myself.
あのね。
I don't understand. Don't mind my jokes.
まったく。なんでこんな可愛げのない子に育ったのかしら。
I get that a lot. Hurry up and get going. You don't have time to play around here either, do you?
言われなくても帰るわよ。それとしつこいようだけど。
You're right. My bad, JB.
わかればいいわよ。じゃ、また連絡するわ。
I watch JB turns away and the quick glance her blonde hair swings around the way. As she drives up, I give a cell phone call from my school bag. Although I pretend otherwise, I became on my work phone around her shoulder. It's a black low-profile cell phone I received from JB's, presumably for our property business. So it's we put on the lock pin and call up the menu screen. Although it does look like a perfectly normal cell phone, any calls will make the machine pass through a special encrypted line. There's only one entry in the contacts. The single amount is listed around JB, Julia Bardera. Naturalized name, Arudela Yuria. My dialect supervisor at my part-time job. If you're going to call, at least give me an advance warning. I clicked my tongue in irritation. Light the phone shut and stuff it into my pocket of my uniform, so I can respond instantly in future contacts. Arudela Yuria, alias JB, as a woman says herself, she's something of a pain in the ass because she's blonde, and I hate the blonde streak, I tell you that. She'll go nearly half a year without a single cell, and then suddenly it's a brusque, standing by a designated point where, of course, she's one of this incredibly troublesome job willing to push me. No, it's almost better when there is actually a job. Sometimes she leaves me at home at the rendezvous point more than an hour without any contact. And then when I suddenly got a call I've been sitting around waiting for, it's occurred situation resolved and I go right back home again. Well, I do get a travel fee deposited in my account just for heading this that point. So I suppose not a complete full center in a sense, but sometimes I can't help but feel like my time on this earth isn't being spent efficiently. It's something from behind the scenes part-time job and the work that would be troublesome to explain to the others if they ask. Of course, it's so what kind of job I can just casually quit when I want to. More importantly, this is a position that I inherited from my master. I didn't walk away even I could. Well then, how should I explain to Amine and the company? I don't think I'll be able to pass a cookie pill after all. I passed through, a school gate dragging myself along heavy feet. As expected, the instant showing my face as a classroom accident jumps all over me. Most of my classmates are gathered on the far side of the room. They watch me by the window as I entered, looking at me with questions in their eyes. She's a blondie bitch. Blondie? Naturally, Amine is the one who steps forward and interrogates me as she's going into the class. I said the rest of the group doesn't seem to be disinterested either. Makina stared at me with dazed depression, and Sachi's clutching hands together in front of her chest, waiting for Merce to beg his bed. And she just scared me like I kicked her puppy. Becky, on the other hand, is seemingly sitting primly in her seat reading a book as if to announce she's above such things, but judging from the way she hasn't turned her page once since I came in, we've probably got her attention from. I told you already, didn't I? She's my superior for my part-time job. 上司か。上司ね。ユージ君、バイトなんかしてるんだ。Yeah, I lost both of my parents when I was a kid, so I had to earn my own living experiences. どんなバイトなの? It's a little difficult to summarize, but well, I got rid of garbage to crawl under various places to take care of the cleaning. It's what you call dirty work. じゃあ、パツキンの人も
清掃業なの？
That's right, but she's on a management side, so he doesn't get her hands dirty.
へえ、あの人名前は？
JB.
JB。
Her real name is Arudera. JB is the pet name.
あの見た目で日本人なの？
She's naturalized citizen. I think she's originally German. I don't really remember. I pulled out a chair from my seat and dropped my bag on top of the desk with a literally loud chomp. The questioning over now. If you're satisfied with the curiosity, you can go sit down. Class is about to start. As I speak, the first bell rings and Makanasachi straight back to your seats. But the large woman who's been interrogating me, her expression still slowly, her irritation pulls out her chair down heavily.
ねえ、ユージくん。私、まだ肝心なことを聞いてないわ。
What? Spit it out then.
あの人との関係、恋人じゃないんだよね。
That's your big question? What a joke.
くだらなくないわよ。
Don't stick your nose in my face.
ドキドキしちゃう？
You've got a mustache starting there.
嘘！
Yeah, just screwing with you.
グーで殴るよ。
Then don't put your nose on my face, Samane. I'll break Eric Riddle. Sounds fun, give it a try.
この！
I'm gonna punch it slow and locking in fierce attention. I dodge it easily. A slight swing movement of my upper body. Think this is over calmly. Do I look like a man who could be in a relationship?
あんたみたいな男だから謎なんじゃない。年上で金髪の外人が恋人でも、あんたなら妙に納得できるというか。
I'm gonna search Sister by ICC searching for the truth.
そもそも、うちの学園長とも知り合いなんでしょ？
Well, yeah.
怪しい。
What is?
この学園に来る前は何をしていたの？
Well, this question has finally come up. On paper, I was studying abroad in Canada or some similar lie. We come up with my phone's personal history, but if they start pushing out to that story, that this will drag on. Answering somewhat honestly now would make for less trouble down the line anyway. Before I came here, I guess I was a freeloader of some sorts.
紐？
If you want to make it sound fancier, a gigolo, I was being supported by an unrelated older woman.
それがあの金髪の人？
No, she's a friend of the other woman. I started watching off her after the first one died.
あんた最低ね。
In exchange, she worked for me brutally hard on the job. She doesn't have anything to complain about. I'm in short, so I slaps her hand in her forehead and heaves a heavy sigh.
とにかく恋人はいないってことで
Right. I'll admit I don't quite understand what that's the main point here, but I guess stuff on the mind of girls that is. At this age, if you try to force your perspective onto everything, you'll lose sight of a big picture. Although she doesn't look entirely satisfied by your obedient response, I'm an insurgent. Well, alright, rise from the chair and heads over to her own seat. I watch until she finally sits down and quickly turns to look behind me.
何よ。
Immediately behind me, I find a bright red miniature staring back at me. Were you listening?
なば
Wait.
なば 別にあんたのことなんか興味ないんだからね。聞いてたんじゃなくて聞こえちゃっただけよ。勝手に変な話聞かせないでよね。迷惑なんだから。
Nice, Sundere Michiru. Crossing out silently in front of her, chased her face bright red. Michiru bobbles frantically in response. I trust. On my right hand, it enters a thumbs up. Nice, Sundere Michiru.
バカにして。
If you don't want to talk about something, you should make an awkward to ask. On that theory, I tried spicing things up a little more in reality, but who knows how much even they believe. Of course, this true that my parents died when I was still a kid, but I was picked up by an older woman, my master, and I was lived off the money she earned. After my master's death, I did get to work for my friend JB. I had to earn my keep. What's up, that is thanks to her vouching for me and able to attend a normal school. like this in the first time. Now I think about it, I didn't change the fact much at all. But then the more it focuses on just starting unbelievable lies, less you feel tend to work. When you stick more or less to the truth, you'll end up convincing people no matter how absurd the story sounds. The promising start would be a bit of overstatement, but I could think I can work with this. I'm sorry, Michiru, but I'm gonna have to save you. I'm gonna save this for another video. Alright. So, sorry for the hour gameplay, guys. I'm not sure if this is gonna be edited. But okay, it's gonna be an hour gameplay. Hope you guys enjoy me doing a gameplay of Fruit of Grisaia. Good thing nothing unrated happened today. So much stuff went down. First we got obviously some annoying Amane. Also Machina. I mean, it hit me really hard, and the blonde bitch. I mean, I'm literally pissed off. I mean, you guys literally know about this known thing in anime called like the blonde streak, right? And I'm really glad that stopped thanks to SiIvaGunner. Fuck the blonde bitches. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you in the next video. Sorry, guys. By the way, before I end also, you might be wondering why is it like this. The actual reason is that I might be streaming, if I could, and so this is the only layer I can think of. So again, sorry guys.